Well, hey guys, it's Dr. Drake 63 here again today, and just want to talk a little bit, just a little bit about philosophy of use with a snub nose revolver as it pertains to defensive carry. And I'm only talking about as pertaining to defensive carry. I know there's a lot of other reasons to have snub nose revolvers. People like to collect them. They're cool guns, they're iconic. You think back to the detectives and all the stuff like the Colt Detective model. You think back towards the 38 Chief Special. You think about the Saturday Night Special. All of these iconic snub nose revolvers. I'm purely talking about this from a self-defense standpoint. As you may know from watching a recent video or two, I have recently started carrying in my pocket the Smith & Wesson. This is the 637 model, to be differentiated from the 642. This has an external hammer. Some guys like it, some guys don't. I find that carried in a sleeve like this in my pocket, that it's not the least bit of a problem getting out of my pocket in a hurry. So for that reason, and my like of a true double action, single action type revolver, I've got the hammer on there, but 642, basically the same gun. It's got a pretty hard pull. I've heard anywhere between 13, 14, up to 16 pounds, whereas in single action, it's a pretty light pull. And someone the other day was just making the point that they like the Colt Cobra so much better because it only has a 7-pound pull. And it got me to kind of thinking, what's the big deal with that? Why do I like a heavier pull on a pocket pistol? 7 pounds would obviously, for a hunting rifle, that would be too heavy. For something like an AR or an AK, that would be pretty normal. For something like a lot of pistols, that would be normal to light. But in terms of a snub nose pocket pistol, at least just my preference, I really like that. And the reason is I'm not using it for target practice. I'm not seeing how well I can group shots at 50 yards and stuff like that. I'm merely having this as something that can perform for me at self-defense distances, which I'm going to define as being inside 30 feet or 10 yards, which the FBI defines as being inside 21 feet or 7 yards. But I practice between 7 and 10 yards on the majority of what I do. But I found it not to be a problem at all. It's an easy gun to obviously grip very tightly, so forth and so on. And, you know, let's face it, if I'm expecting a gunfight, 5 rounds isn't what I'm looking for anyway. I'm looking for something that's going to either be more rounds, or I'm looking for something that's going to be more firepower like this 357 Smith. I would like to just comment too that I used to own a 357 snub nose, and I found it obnoxious as hell to shoot, very hard to stay on target, and darn near impossible to fire accurately rapid fire. The other thing is like, say for example, a 7.5-inch AR pistol. You cut the barrel down on something on a round like a 5.56 to half of its effective length, and what you get with all that extra powder is a big fireball and a drop in performance that's pretty significant. And it's for that reason why I believe, again, just personally, a plus P 38 special or 38 Smith & Wesson round, or even a non-plus P 38 special round is going to be ideal for the snub nose size. Not talking about longer barrel lengths. I would not stack a 38 of any kind up against a 357 and a 4-inch barrel, even a 3-inch barrel. But you get down to 2 inches, and what you get is a lot of fireball, and that extra performance pretty much gets wasted. But anyway, just going to show you some real quick shots we took today. What you're looking at is a 21-foot or 70-yard target using a combination of single hand, offhand, 2 hands, and double as well as single action. Some taking my time and some rapid fire. Looking at the Winchester PDX 38 Plus P is what we've been carrying in the chamber. And this is just a nifty little firearm. It does the trick for sure. and not trying to start any arguments or pick any fights. I'm just going off my personal preferences and my personal experience. But if you want a true pocket pistol and you want to get into the snub nose revolver, 5 rounds versus 6 rounds, which is another discussion that can happen. If you look at this right now, and this is a loaded firearm, folks, you can see that right there. That's why you don't see my finger anywhere near the trigger. I'm not taking it apart or anything. But you put in that 6th round, you're going to either sacrifice the wall of your cylinder or you're going to make the cylinder bigger, which kind of goes against the philosophy of pocket pistol. So 5 rounds on the heavy trigger is fine by me, and many of you may be in that same boat. Some of you might want to jazz up the trigger and have this as something that you use more, at the range a lot and things of that nature. I understand that if that's your philosophy of use. But for me, I want something that takes a deliberate trigger pull, and I want something that's going to get the job done for me every time, and that kind of backup or pocket roll. This is Dr. Drake 63 saying thanks for watching.